Okay, everybody, this is a video on how to set up the students' attendance form that these students will be using whenever we start planned instruction for their attendance for the school day. If you're watching this video, then you've obviously received my email and you are ready to attempt to set up the student attendance form. You can do this in the email just by following the instructions that I typed. I tried to be as clear as I could on them. Hopefully some people can just use those. But if you feel like you need some extra help, I've created this video, and hopefully this video will get you the whole way through so that you're comfortable with the process. To start, I did link in the email two different spots for you to click on. They both go off to the same spot, so you can go ahead and choose whatever one you want to click on and go off to that link. The link is for you to make a copy of the student's attendance form. Just go ahead and tell that thing to make a copy, and we will go off to the student's attendance form. Now you have your own copy at this point. You can rename this form if you wish now. You don't have to, but you can if you want to. By the way, if I show you this form, all that's on it is a spot for date, a spot for the student's name, and a spot for them to check that they are present for the school day. If you are comfortable with making Google Forms, if you're comfortable with the setup, you can obviously make something like this on your own. You don't need to use this copy, but for those that do want something that it's already set up and they know that it will work for them, you can have this copy and use it. If you make your own, I suggest to you to go up to the settings gear, and to make sure that the checkbox for restrict to users in Lakeview School District is checked, and to make sure that the limit to one response is unchecked. You definitely do not want to have this one here checked. You want to allow the kid to take its time and time again. Save that. The next step is to create the response sheets for the form. So you can go to responses up here, this tab, and click the green icon for Google Sheets. This will prompt a window to open for you to create the response sheet. Go ahead and tell it to create the response sheet. And you can go ahead and open that thing up. And you can see it's obviously blank right now. Nobody's taken it. As soon as people start taking this form, the responses will start to populate from row 2 down. The next thing would be to post this to Google Classroom. So if I open up another tab, go off to Classroom, and you want to post this to your advisory class, you can go to Classwork, and you want to create this, I would suggest, as a material. The material just gives the kid the link to the form. It's just a jumping off point for them to access the form. I think that's the best way to go. You could do it as an assignment as well, as an attachment to the assignment. The problem with that is that because it does mark who's done the work and who is not, once they all take it once, that's not going to be an accurate printout of who's taken the form. So if you just do the material, then it's just for them to click on time and time again and take the form. So go ahead and click on material, call it the student attendance form. You can add it from your Google Drive. And it should be one of the first two under recent because we were just on it. So go ahead and add it. Had you renamed it, it wouldn't say copy of student's attendance form. It would say your name and student's attendance form or whatever you renamed it. And then you can go ahead and post it. I am not going to post it right now. I do not need a bunch of kids thinking that they need to take attendance on themselves for the school day. So I'm going to save it as a draft. And you are all set up then with the student attendance form on your advisory Google Classroom. The last thing that I would suggest is, if you are a person who is a little confused as to how to get back to the attendance sheet, I would suggest going into your Google Drive finding the file and its response sheet, highlighting both of them, right-clicking, and adding to STARD. If you do that, then what happens is you have a tab over here for STARD, and anything that you add to STARD goes right over there. It's kind of a convenient access point. So you can go to STARD and you can see that they are right there. It is the attendance form responses that you are going to go to day in and day out. So you definitely want to understand how to get back to that. Once the responses start to come in, you can highlight the rows from the previous day and hide them if you want to. There's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure that you don't mess up and get one from the current day if you don't keep up on it, right? Make sure that you're accurate in what you're hiding. If you don't like going to the response sheet through your drive, you can actually go back to the form. If I go the whole way back to Classroom and go to my advisory class, can actually go into the form, and because you own it, you will have the edit pencil in the lower right hand corner. Go ahead and click it, and then you can just go back to responses and off to that icon again that will open the linked response sheet. Either way, it gets you back to where you need to be in the response sheet to see who recorded their presence for the school day. At that point, all you're doing is just comparing it to your advisory roster and then going off to CSIU to log in. To choose your advisory and mark who's absent, and then hit save. And that's it for the attendance for the day. I hope this helps. I hope that it's a convenient system, and if anybody has any questions or anything, please let me know.